This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Raise Rowdy podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Outside the Round with me, Matt Burrill. Today, a very special guest, a young lady who we've been lucky enough to watch play a bunch of our events here in town, someone that's going to be playing the Raise Rowdy stage at Rock the South this year. One of our absolute favorites coming up in the scene right now. It's Miss Emmy Moyen.
Aw, thanks so much for having me.
Dude, of course. Like, you are someone that it's been so cool because we've gotten to see you from when you first got to town pretty much, right?
Yeah, basically. I think the first round I played with y'all was freshman year.
Freshman year at Live
Maybe
Oak.
sophomore, but yeah, I think it was freshman.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, what year are you in now?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior.
I graduate in May. So I'm really excited because Belmont's been such a blessing of just getting to learn so much from people who have come before you and give you such great opportunities and internship opportunities. But I also feel like ready to kind of fly from that and move on to the next thing. So I'm super excited.
And I think one of the great things about Belmont, I got to experience this. I went to a college up in New Jersey called Ryder, and I was very involved at the college radio station. And that's what led me to coming down here to Nashville, was having a country show. And I learned more with the programs that were outside of the classroom than in the classroom. I know Belmont's a great school and they put you through songwriting class, but you learn from being around people and being in a city like Nashville and coming and playing events like ours or the Whiskey Jams or the Grindhouses or the Magic Hills stuff. Like,
all the things.
You learn how to network and find your co-writers and find your people and get to see artists like you've been here for kind of the duration of watching the Ella rocket ship go off and the Meg Maronis and the Callie Princes and like watching females that you've looked up to do it. And now you're at the moment where you're getting ready to release some new stuff and graduate and go out into the world. And it seems like life's going pretty great for you.
Yeah, it feels really, really good. I think that one of the biggest blessings that you get from just like being in Nashville is the ability to observe people and observe like the ways that they're doing things and the strategies that they're using and what you want to kind of use in your own career and just like making friends. Like, so many people are really just amazing here. Like, so many good people. I didn't know like what to expect when I came to town. None of my family did like we have, you know, a musical background, but nobody was in Nashville. No one was doing it, and I didn't know what to expect. And I think that I've just been overwhelmed with how good people are and how willing they are to help and just be a friend. And everything's not got another motive behind it or whatever. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you're a Mississippi girl. You got roots in Kentucky as well.
Yeah.
So talk about kind of your upbringing before you moved out here.
Yeah, so I was born in Lexington at the UK hospital. Huge Kentucky basketball fan. And all my family is pretty much still up there. But then when I was a baby, my family, we moved to East Tennessee. Okay. So my dad took a job at Lee University, and we lived there for a while. And then he took a job at Mississippi State. So we just kept moving down. And so I kind of say I'm from Starkville because I feel like that's really where I became who I was. And Starkville shaped so much about the way I see the world. And I think Mississippi is a really cool I mean, there's just people, they're so kind. There's people with so much hospitality. It's the hospitality state. And everything is just at a slower pace. And so I think that it shaped a lot of my music and a lot of my writing, but also just the way that I want to treat people. And then my parents moved a couple days ago into a house in Ackworth, Georgia. My dad took a job at Kennesaw State. So we're just all around the South, and I'm glad to be back in Tennessee. But it's fun to see how all those states have shaped, you know, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Mississippi have such musical influences in the way they shape country music and blues. It's pretty crazy to look at. So it was fun to be raised in those states.
Yeah, and it's funny. I didn't know about the East Tennessee thing. Yeah. So I have family in the Tri-Cities in like the Jonesboro, Johnson City area.
What? Okay,
I almost moved there before moving here.
Really?
And was going to work on my aunt and uncle's farm in Jonesboro, 40-something acres with horses. And
oh, my gosh.
I spent some time during the pandemic over there helping my uncle build fences and driving a tractor, cutting the grass. Yeah.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah, East Tennessee is one of my favorite places on
It is
earth.
Beautiful. And I took the mountains for granted. And I think Mississippi is beautiful in its own way. But, like, just the prettiest drives to school or wherever we were going, and then you move to Mississippi and it is just flat as can be.
And to me, the best fast food place in the world, Pal's.
Yes.
Pal's Sudden Service.
Yes.
People don't know about Pal's.
No, they don't know.
You can't eat inside. You got to drive through only.
It's
Sudden Service.
And it is so good. It's like a secret.
It is, and I've joked with my family that's out there. If they ever moved, if Pal's ever opened in Nashville, I'd try to buy into that franchise. I know it would crush.
Oh yeah.
And you mentioned Starkville, and that's a town that I have a lot of history with going and doing shows at Rick's Cafe.
Rick's, yes. Rick was such an influential part of my story. He is just one of the best people, and I feel like it's funny because he knows more people in Nashville than a lot of people in Nashville know.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if it was, I think after my freshman year, Colin Stow was coming to Rick's, and it was right after American Idol. It was sold out, and I just DM'd Rick, and I was like, hey, if there's a chance that Colin would accept like local support, I would love to come play an acoustic show. And so he helped me get that. And then from there on out, if there were just people coming in who didn't have support or whatever, he would always put me on those shows. And so I loved playing Rick's, and Rick's is such a staple. Like when I say I'm from Starkville, anybody here is like, Rick's, I love Rick. And he's so passionate about giving young people opportunities, and it's been a lot of really fun nights at Rick's.
Yeah, what was your first time going in there?
For the Colin Stow show.
Really?
Yes.
So your first time going in there, because you were under 21, makes sense.
I think you can get in there under, but all my friends from high school, a lot of them went to Mississippi State, and a lot of them rushed, and you'll get blacklisted if you're out on the town before, and people find out about it. So we always, when we were ever hanging out, we never went out to the bars because it was like, I don't want to go alone to the bars, and none of my friends could go. But yeah, Rick's was the first time I was there was when I was playing.
Yeah, I got to do that with Muscadine a couple times, and I did it with Trey a couple times. And Stark Vegas there's something about like that big time spot in a small town.
Yes, exactly. It's crazy. It's like this gold mine in the middle of, Starkville is a cool city, but in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And like all the shadow boxes on the wall, if you go around and see the people who
Kenny
played.
Chesney, Snoop Dogg,
Yes,
Co Wetzel, Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, like everybody has come through there.
I remember one show there was opening for Logan Crosby, and that day Rick's Cafe posted a picture. This was maybe 2 years ago, and they posted a picture of like 5 years ago today. It was Morgan Wallen Hardy and Lainey Wilson was doing the acoustic support. And I was just like, you could get that ticket for probably $25.
Yeah.
And so it just feels like a rite of passage place, and those are fun to play.
Yeah.
So.
Now you've been here I guess this is your fourth year here, right?
Yeah,
Third or fourth?
4 years. Yeah. I went home for some summers, but last summer.
Well, I'm saying with going to school. So what was the year that you moved here?
2022. So
2022.
This is 4.
Okay, yeah. So this is year 4. When did you feel it really start working? Because I know you put out a bunch. You've put out a lot of songs.
Yeah.
And it seems like this year this past year, 2025, you really focused on writing and growing on that side of it.
Yeah.
But when did you feel it all start kind of coming together for you?
Yeah. I had a really hard freshman year. I was really homesick. I graduated with 53 students, I think 53, and 2 of us left the state of Mississippi.
Wow.
And so I just had to get used to living in a place where I wasn't comfortable at first, and kind of stepping out on my own. And then also, I think it's hard. You move here for a dream, and then you get here and you're like, well, how do I do this? Like, how do I get my foot in the door? I took a digital music marketing class with a professor, Erin Duval, at Belmont. And our assignment for the semester, our ongoing assignment was you had to post 3 times on a social media platform. And you could post like about food in Nashville or about live shows you went to. But if you were an artist, you could do, yourself. And so I just started posting TikToks literally for a grade.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was doing these covers, and I love doing covers on TikTok, but I was just getting sick of I'm sick of me. Like, people are sick of me. And I just wanted to do something different that showed off my songwriting before I had music out. And I also wanted to show the power of songwriting and what it can do. So I think the first one was Tin Man by Miranda Lambert. And I just took it's the same melody, and I just wrote it back from the perspective of the Tin Man. And just to kind of show a different side of the song, and also look how badass this song is.
Yeah.
and it did really well. And so I started doing some rewrites and getting attention from like some of the artists, like Miranda reposted one, or Eric Church reposted one, or whatever. And then my sophomore year, second semester of my sophomore year, I got a songwriting internship at Warner Chapel. And the internship was only writing.
What a great place
Oh
to
my
have
gosh.
a songwriting
Yes,
internship. Shout out to
exactly.
our Warner Chapel friends.
Exactly.
It's a great spot.
Such a great spot, such great people. And Benji was my point person there. And that was really, really helpful, just to be in a company like that every day and kind of just start figuring out how things worked and looked at how, songwriters are doing it and the grind that it takes. And so I did that for a year and before I switched to Smack doing the same thing. But I think that it was like sophomore year is where I really started to feel like I had built a community outside of Belmont. And I felt like I was really starting to get my footing in the writing world. And then this past year, I just wanted to take a second to not release and write my ass off and like figure out who I was. And
that's so important. And so many people rush to put out an album or an EP, but they don't have themselves quite figured out yet.
Right.
So I commend you for doing that.
Thank you. I think, it takes some trial and error and it's different for everybody. But I think through all those sessions, I was just really able to find out what I wanted to say and also how to materialize it to say it to somebody else. So kind of what I like to say is like my mom's side is a lot of traditional country and bluegrass, and we grew up like everyone bring out their instruments at Christmas and stuff. And my dad's side is like not musically talented, but just loves music. And he his favorite band's U2.
Oh, sick.
And grew up on a lot of U2 and like Killers and Coldplay and stuff. And I'd always like been like, this is just music that I love that has influenced me, but I'm not going to put it into my writing or artistry in any way. And then I went to a U2 show and just like the feeling of like big and energy and spirituality almost at those shows. I was like, this is something I want to incorporate. Almost like this sense of healing, and you can just go there and feel really understood and feel better about yourself in the world once you leave those shows. And country does that too, but just I want to blend like all of those things with like the intimacy of country music and a steel guitar and a banjo and like really, really detailed songwriting and storytelling. And so that's kind of the lane that I've like figured out this year, but I never would have kind of honed in on that if I hadn't have taken the time to write. And I'm still figuring it out and I'm still honing it in, but I think that we get here and we just say we want to make country music, but you got to find where you stand out and you got to find what makes you different. And just like being authentically you and letting that come through your writing. It takes time to learn how to do that. And I'm still learning, but I feel like
absolutely. I feel like everyone is constantly because you're constantly evolving and growing. So it sounds like you went to a lot of shows growing up with a dad that was into bands like that.
Yes. He, we did concerts for birthdays and Christmas. We did concerts or trips.
That is like the most raised rowdy thing ever because Nicky T started this thing with his friends just going to shows.
Wow.
Like that's what our old saying, I say it sometimes at the events, is like front row or don't go.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
If you're at a festival, be in the pit, go to the side stage. Like there's just live music makes you forget about all the chaos and all the bad stuff in the world. And like you said, it's like a U2 show. I've never been to one. It's on the bucket list to get to one. I know it's just like a spiritual thing, but what was your first concert growing up? Do you remember it?
My first concert was Chris Stapleton.
Wow.
It was, I think my first country concert was Chris Stapleton. I think my first concert was Taylor Swift. It was the Red Tour.
Nice.
And I was like born, I think her debut album came out when I was like 3.
Yeah.
And so I was just like raised on a lot of her music, and I feel nostalgic listening to her music in a way because I pinpoint different memories in my childhood with different songs. And I watched her show and how much of like an entertainer she is.
Oh yeah, there's a reason that she is as big as she is,
exactly,
and has been for like coming up on 20 years,
it's
which
not
is crazy.
Just this magical mystery. Like there's something about those shows. And then I think like the Chris Stapleton show, you just went and you watched him stand there and sing, and you were just like the entire time
blown away.
Yeah, very different show, same thing. And I think I heard Kelsey Ballerini say it, but she was like, concerts are a place where everyone's heart beats together. And I think that's really true. And I think that even if it's like stadium shows, arena shows, even if it's like rounds sometimes on a good night, it's just like everyone's heart starts to beat together.
Yeah.
And you just get addicted to that feeling. So
Yeah, you're someone that's been a fixture of playing our events, and someone that whenever we are lucky enough to get you on a lineup, we're always so happy. And you're someone that comes out and is in the crowd hanging with your friends too. Like, it was great to see you this past Tuesday.
Yeah.
But the last time that you played with us, you had that room in the palm of your hand. And like you talk about, where there's something about the live music experience where everybody's heart beats in unison. It's spiritual. It's bigger than that girl or guy on stage singing with the guitar. You had that.
Thank you.
At the local, and rounds are so tough. It's such a skill to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I think back to Ella used to always get mad when she would play and people would be talking at Live Oak. She'd always get so angry. And I'd be like, sis, and this was like when Ella was around your age, like 21, 22.
Yeah.
And I was like, sis, you got to win the room over. And it was funny because we would have her play with Joy Beth Taylor.
Wow. Okay.
And Joy Beth has that skill that you have, where it's taking the room. Like, it's quiet and you feel there's that emotion that you're bringing in your voice, but also the words. It's not even just, I mean, the melody's obviously a part of it, but I hadn't seen that in the local much since we've been over there, and you had that. And that was something that Nikki T and I were talking about.
Thank
damn,
you.
Emmy's getting this thing figured out.
Thank you. That was such a fun show. And I think it's about like writing words interesting enough that make people want to shut up and listen.
Yeah.
But I also think it's just like realizing that if you take the focus off of you and like stop worrying about every little note and what people are going to think of you and how you look on stage and all this stuff, and just put the focus on like, I want to serve other people in this room. Like, I heard one time, it's not the entertainment industry, it's the service industry, and we're here for other people. And I think when you start to have the outlook that like music is not for you, it's for everyone else in the room, it's for whoever that song is being played for that day, it starts to shift the way that you perform. And I think it's a little bit more intriguing kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, it definitely is. And I forget who we had you up there with. I gotta look that up. But like you set the tone for that round, and it was so cool. I wanna look that back up real quick. Who you were?
Yeah, I think they just moved to town. I think I've got it right.
Cooper Ledford and Maddie Rose, who were also incredible.
They were amazing.
Maddie has been here for less than a month.
It's crazy.
And Cooper's been here for like 6.
Wow.
And they're right around that same age where they're not even 21 yet.
That is crazy.
What was it like moving here and playing rounds under 21 and being in the bar setting?
X's on your hands.
X's on your hands. Which, shout out to all the venues, like whether it was Live Oak or Losers or Duck Blind or now Odie's and the local.
Yeah.
The venues. Thank you guys for letting us bring in the underage talent. But what's that like, being a kid and then being in an environment like that?
I started to get like really nervous about it at first. Like, I just felt like, and I don't know if like imposter syndrome is the right thing. It's just like all of these people, you just go in and you think all these people know what they're doing and I don't know what I'm doing and what am I doing up here and all of these things. But then I started to really like take a little bit, like gain confidence from being like the youngest person on the round or the youngest person in the writing room or the youngest person on the lineup. Like, that's a good sign. And just like finding a way to like let that make you more confident than letting it make you more insecure, of like, I'm here and I'm doing this and I'm younger than everybody else, and it might mean that I look a little bit greener on stage and I don't bring as much to the writing room as other people do or whatever, but I mean, how lucky am I that I get to learn alongside people by doing it?
Yeah.
And I think that I'm excited when I'm the youngest person on things. It's like, to me, it's a confidence booster. It's like you're here, and I think that Nashville is like, there are a lot of things that are given to you and people are willing to help, but there's a sense of like earning what you get here, and I'm proud of that, you know? So I think it took me a second to get that perspective. I used to be so nervous, but then I just thought, and I still get a little nervous, and I always want to get a little nervous, but coming in with like a quiet confidence about you is what is going to make you perform better and write better and do everything better here.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the songs that you played the other night at the local, you mentioned that you wrote it with my good buddy Johnny Clausen.
Yeah.
Talk about working with writers, not only just Johnny, but other folks that are at the top of the songwriting world currently, and you're getting to be in the room with them and getting to even in some way be the artist in the room at such a young age.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been such a fun thing to do, and it's kind of I owe a lot to like Warner Chappell and Smack for that, of just like kind of taking me under their wing and letting me kind of work up rosters and stuff. But I think that you just go in there and you're just like in awe of how good they are. Like you bring your best ideas and you do your thing, and then you watch them, like with that song Craftsman that I played with Johnny. Like I had the title and this idea, but like I had no idea how to make it work. And I just like told him about it. And it's just like, it's crazy to watch them just like put the pieces into place. Like they're so good at what they do. I got to write with Ben Williams and brought in the same kind of title of like, I think this is cool and I see direction, but I don't know how to do this. And you just watch them like know exactly where it's going, know exactly how to like form the phrasing and the melodies that they just come up with. And I think that they're kind. And I think that speaks a lot too. Like I always feel comfortable in those rooms, which is really like, not everyone makes you feel that way.
No, especially being a young female. And I think that's something that I think about guys like Ben and like Johnny that do so well writing with females, because
so good at it.
It's such a different thing.
Right.
And I know you have girls that you enjoy writing with too, and you're a girl that girls enjoy writing with, but there's something about keeping that professional but comfortable to where it feels like family, like you're writing with your brothers or your cousins.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. And it's like you look up to them in so many ways, but it's also fun to be like a peer, a co-writer, and like work alongside them and learn, and then also just like have a good time and be friends and take advice about writing, but then also other things, what they're doing. Can I pick your brain on this? Can I pick your brain on this? And it's been awesome to kind of learn from people who are crushing it right now. So.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, it's got to have that validating feeling too, that you're a young artist and these guys are out here getting hit after hit after hit, and they're wanting to put time on their calendar to spend with you and grow you as an artist, and they see that, you know?
Thanks. Well, I'm grateful for them.
Yeah,
awesome.
No, and I'm sure they're grateful for you as well, for sure. You excited for Rock the Country or Rock the South this year? I get all my Rock this confused.
There's so many Rock
Shout out
the
to all the Rock
Country,
the Countries, but
South.
Rock the South. Have you been there before?
No, I've never been.
Okay, so
I have wanted to go every year, and we could never make it work. We were either on vacation or the money just wasn't there for tickets or whatever. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, it is a time. I think the first one I did, it was when I was working with Trey.
Okay.
And I think Miranda was headlining that day. Ella was there just hanging out with us. Like it was a wild time. And that was when it was back in Coleman. Now this year it's in Decatur.
This is the first year they've
in Decatur.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is going to be cool. This is also the first year they're doing a side stage.
Wow,
and the fact that it gets to be us and there's folks like yourself playing
is
the most full circle thing
ever.
Have you done the festival thing before? Like gone as an attended festivals?
Honestly, I've been like in and out of them, but I've never done like we're going to buy tickets every day and we're going to go all day every day and do the thing. And I've always wanted to. So I'm really excited that I'm planning to come down for the whole time and be there all 3 days.
Let's
and
go.
I'm excited to like experience that, and then like pretty cool cherry on top to play at the end of it. So
yeah, big time cherry on top.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to
actually the whole dessert is the cherry.
Yeah,
maybe getting to go is the cherry on the top.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome. But because I'm trying to think of what festivals are in Mississippi, really, because there's the Neshoba County Fair is a big one.
Done that. We would do have you ever been to the Neshoba County Fair?
No, but I've heard stories. My buddy, I have my old roommate, a guy I used to work with downtown doing security, is a guy named Ethan Willis. Ethan's from Philly, where same place where Callie and Hardy and all those guys are from.
It is you should go.
I hear
it is a crazy world, and it's so fun. They call it Mississippi's Giant House Party. And yeah, they get great artists every year, and we were able to do that. But it's funny because it's just like Mississippi is just small, and so you go into this place of there's tens of thousands of people, and it's just like so many of them, and it just feels like a big almost like reunion in a way. But there's like cabins there.
I was going to say the cabins, like
yes.
a lot of the festivals that we go to have that camping element. Rock the South is one of them where people are bringing their pull behind campers or some folks are in tents. Like the one in Ohio we go to every year, we stay in tents for 5 days. And it's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But that one I've always heard it's the cabin festival.
Yes. They have these cabins and a lot of them, like my family doesn't have one, but a lot of them are like family owned, like generation to generation.
Passed down where people grow up and then they're the ones running the cabin and then they pass it down to their kids and so on and so on.
And like a lot of these cabins, I mean, and they're nothing fancy and they're probably worth more than all of those people's houses. Like it's crazy. And I don't even think they turn on AC except for like that week of the fair or maybe a couple days before. So it's like you buy it and it's for that 1 week and it's I want to say it's like usually the last weekend in July and it is hot and you're just sweating your guts out all day and it's so fun and you're just eating fried food and riding rides that you think might kill you and then going to see good music, you know?
That's part of the excitement is getting on those rides where it's like, oh, if a little screw or nut pops out, we're done.
Last time I was at the Neshoba County Fair, it was like 2 a.m. and we had like, it was like, we all gathered around this like patio and this person had a piano and they like passed out a bunch of these like church hymns and everybody was just like singing along at 2 a.m.
That is like the most Mississippi thing ever. We're out here, we're getting rowdy, we're doing some borderline degenerate activities, but we're going to take it back to Jesus and sing some hymns.
I was like, what am I doing? And I love it, you know?
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, and the Rock the South lineup this year is unbelievable too, where you're going to get to see, I don't even remember all. I know who's playing like our side stage and stuff, but the Rock the South lineup, I got to pull that back up for a second because it is one where the day that you're playing, Riley's headlining, which is going to be sick. Jessie Murph, have you ever seen her live?
Never seen her live, but I can't wait.
I got to see her, I think, 3 or 4 times this past year at different festivals. Unbelievable every time.
From the videos I see on like her Instagram and stuff, I'm like, this feels like such a cool show.
And it's all ages too, where like the people screaming the most are like little girls.
She has such like a wide fan base and demographic. It's awesome.
Yeah, and then Craig Morgan, he's freaking awesome. Jake Worthington, Graham Barham, Chandler's playing the side stage with us. Zach John King, Ava Hall. And
I love Ava.
Ava's another one too. Like talk about being a part of this young, like where songwriting is so important to you guys, of these young females coming up right now, because I feel like there's a huge crop of you.
Yeah, Ava is awesome, and she we had classes together kind of throughout Belmont. We're the same year. I think she graduated in December, but I'm really excited for her and everything that's happening for her. But it's fun to like start, whether it's on even like artist or writer side, but also like my friends who I just was in classes with freshman year, and that's why we were friends, now have like jobs in the industry and they're crushing it, and it's really fun to like go network or hang with like your friends and you go way back, and it's cool to see like your class kind of continuing to rise and what that looks like. And I'm just happy for everyone. Like you just want good people to win, you know? Yeah,
it's exciting. And you're going to be there all weekend. So Thursday night, Zach Top, Travis Tritt, Tracy Lawrence, the Castellos, Cole Goodwin, who's another one like yourself who I've gotten to watch over the rounds. Awesome. Then our side stage that day is the Creekers, Tice Delt, Connor Hicks, and Callie Prince.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Which is, again, all the homies.
Yes.
And then Friday, have you ever seen Aldine live before?
No, never seen Aldine live.
She's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's pyro. It's like, it's going to feel closer to those rock shows you grew up going to with your family.
Yeah, I'm excited
when he plays like Big Green Tractor and Take a Little Ride with You and Dirt Road Anthem, like the old school songs that we all grew up on.
Right, exactly.
He's one of those guys. Like Luke Bryan was another one I remember seeing at a festival, and I'm like, wait, I know every single song.
Crazy people like that, because it's like you kind of go into the concert and you're like, I'm a fan of them, but I don't listen to them a ton. Like, I wonder how much I'm going to know. And then it's just like the first song, you're like, oh yeah. The second song, oh yeah. The third, like, okay. I know your entire catalog, and I didn't realize
this is my childhood. Yeah, the Fridays, Aldine, Brantley, Big X the Plug.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him.
He's wild too at a festival. It's a whole different vibe.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun.
Where have you seen him?
I saw him in, I forget which festival it was, one of them. We do so many of them.
Yeah.
Where I forget, I think it was somewhere over the Midwest. Nikki T went to a show with Big X at Eastside Bowl here in Nashville.
Wait,
tiny little club. Yeah, Nick
wow.
went to that with Ike, and Nick said it was just insane, 'cause that's a small
Crazy.
room.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like Big X takes up like the entire stage, like just him, because he's such a large human.
Exactly.
He's a unit.
Yeah.
Who else on that? Lauren Elena, Austin Snell, and that side stage that day is Tyler Nance, Jay Webb, Miles Morgan, and Ethan Garner. So it's
that's awesome.
It's cool for us getting to be a part of that and to have like the fact that you're playing and Callie and Connor and Tyler Nance and Miles Morgan and Tice, like it's all kids that we've gotten to see like come up.
Yeah.
And that's a big show for you because you haven't, opening, it's been mostly Rick's you've gotten to do stuff?
Rick's. I got to open for Avery Anna. That was a cool thing in Florida. And then like a venue in Kentucky I've done some stuff at. And then like Eddie's Attic stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because you've gone down there with, is it Hudson?
That's this next weekend.
With Hudson McCready.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Who is
super
awesome.
excited about it. I've never met him.
He is a great I've only gotten him, so he still lives out in the Knoxville area.
Okay.
He's still out in East Tennessee. But I've had him on, I want to say like 2 or 3 rounds.
Okay.
And he's
very cool.
Great kid.
Awesome.
Like really, really, really nice guy.
Yeah, since I like posted that, there's been a couple people come up to me and just like sing his praises. So I'm excited to get.
Yeah, I think
play
you two
with
are really
him.
gonna hit it off.
Yeah.
That'll be a great show.
Yeah.
Eddie's Attic. So have you've been down there and played before?
Yeah, I opened for Julia Coldon there, and then I opened for Kaylee Hammock there. I want to say last November.
Oh, so that was so Kurt was there for that one.
Kurt was there. Yes, I think it was the day after the CMA Awards.
So he was feeling.
Yeah,
they were feeling good.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. I just have so much. I mean, I've loved all the artists I've opened for, but Kaylee sat in the audience to take videos of me so I could post and here's some merch and like here's advice and do you need any of this green room? Do you need space for your merch? Do you need she's just an incredible human, and so that show was really, really cool.
And so incredibly talented too.
Oh my gosh.
Her voice is just
insane.
one of the, to me, over the last like 10, 15 years, like most iconic like female voices. Like know when it's a Kaylee Hammock song.
Exactly. And her writing and just her like understanding of her image and who she is, like I love me some Kaylee Hammock. So.
That's awesome. So what are kind of the plans for this year? Obviously, Rock the South is a big show.
Yes.
There's going to be some other ones to talk about, the Eddie's Attic one with Hudson. And then there's going to be other stuff, I'm sure, popping up show-wise. Yeah. So are shows a big emphasis for you? Is it getting new music out? Like, what's the plan for, aside from just graduate, with congrats on that, too.
Thank you.
It is so hard to finish it all the way through. Like I know so many guys and girls that started at Belmont and then ended up dropping out.
Right.
But it's like, why not just, you're proof that you can do the out of the classroom stuff and still get the degree.
Yeah. I, and I'm like pumped for people who like are dropping out and doing the thing, and that if you're dropping out, that typically means like really great things are going on. But I was learning so much in class that I was like, this is helpful. And the internships through Belmont were like, how is writing so much and how is getting like my calendar, like dates put on my calendar and stuff like that. And so I just thought like, I know that it gets really busy and overwhelming, but it's not like once school isn't in the picture, it's not busy and overwhelming. And I'm going to enjoy like the resources I have here and just try to do it all. And I think that, there's a million different ways to do it and no one does it the same way. But I just think that getting the most knowledge you can as you're doing it / beforehand you're doing it is really helpful. And so graduating and still writing is like very much at the forefront of what I want to be doing. Shows like that. I love support slots because it's just like you get to go to a crowd that, you didn't have to worry about selling tickets for and kind of put yourself on the same graphic with an artist who you really respect and who the town really respects. And I think that's a really good look. But then we're also trying to do like more full band stuff. I played my first full band show last year at Country Showcase. And so that's been really fun to like get more comfortable with my band. We've been up to Maryland and Las Vegas and we'll do the festivals and stuff like that.
What was Vegas like?
It was at Stoney's and it was so fun. I loved it. It was such a good venue. It was a really good crowd.
Had you been out there before or was that your first time?
Yes, I'd been in Vegas before, but never to play. And I love Vegas. I think it's so fun. I think there's like so much to do and I think that weekends there are really fun. I think like living there would be crazy.
Yeah.
But I think it's really fun to just travel to and stuff. And I am just such a, like, I love being on the road all the time. Like, I love being in some random, like, town in the middle of nowhere. I love being like on a road where you can't see anything. Like I just have an itch to like always have a suitcase unpacked or, or like have a suitcase packed. And, like once you get to like, it's really fun. The little stints I have where it's like a lot of shows and your suitcase is literally sitting in your room until it's like time to unpack and pack and go for the next thing.
I lived that life for a long time.
Yeah.
Where it's you get back on Sunday and then you wash your clothes and then you pack it again and then you're gone on Wednesday and then back on Sunday and it's rinse and repeat.
I get like such a rush from that. And I think, it's kind of a side note, but like my dad, when he was working at Lee, he led a study abroad trip to Cambridge, England. And for 20 college kids. And at the time I was in 4th grade and my sister was in 5th grade and they just like took us out of school and we just went to England for a couple months.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
From East Tennessee to
England.
What was that experience like? You're in 4th grade, so you're what, like 10, 11, something
10 years old. And we just like packed as many suitcases as you could carry through the airport and just left. And every weekend we would travel, like they would do excursions around the UK and stuff. And then we did like a month of independent travel anywhere you wanted to plan in Europe. So like all the college kids who were going with us like planned their own stuff, and then our family did. And I just think it gave me such a travel bug. And like I just think there's so much perspective, even from a writing point of view. There's so much perspective you get just from like seeing the world. My sister's adopted from Guatemala, so we go to Guatemala a good bit and get to like go back and see her like foster family there and stuff like that. And just we've gotten to just do a lot of cool things through travel. And I think it's shaped so much of like who I am. And I think that even if it is like, I mean, obviously going to London is a little bit different than going to like some random city to play some random show for 20 people, but it's like you still get that bug from it and you still get to scratch that itch with it, you know?
It's that adventure of being somewhere new.
Exactly.
And it gives you so much perspective.
Right.
Because there's a lot of folks that, even for me, like being from New York, a lot of my friends are still up there and they've gone on vacation to like Florida or gone to some of the major cities on trips, but they haven't it's important to see how other people live.
Oh yeah. And it gives you a lot more gratitude for how you live. It gives you a lot more like grace for like differences of people. And like, I think it just makes you a little bit more chill about the little things in your life. And it makes you more interested in like learning about people's stories and cultures.
Yeah.
And I think that only helps your writing and your artistry and your career.
I think that helps you as a person too.
Oh yeah. Helps your heart.
Yes, it really does. So writing a lot. Do you have any songs you're really excited about to where we're going to be getting some new music here soon?
Yes, actually at the end of this month, we're going to
go.
start a new release schedule, and I'm so excited about this music. I think it is like sonically really starting to get down the lane to where I want to be, and it just feels like me. I was set up on a session and I got the demo back, and I was just like, oh, like this is it. I think that we as songwriters put so much emphasis on lyrics and melody, which obviously we should, but then we will like not care so much about the pieces you put around it. And sometimes it's like you can put the pieces around it and make the puzzle, or you can take the production and make it a whole new puzzle. And vocally, I feel like I want to use my voice as like more of a main instrument of a song, and just like cooler harmonies and like Sabrina Carpenter is like queen of that, of her, just listening to her. If you isolated her vocal, it is just so interesting to listen to because of all the different layers and parts going on. And so trying to like embody different things that I want to make me stand out. I feel like we've put as much of those as we can in this music. And just writing, I just feel like I know a lot more of like who I am and what I want to say and why I'm doing it. Like I think when you don't have a why, it's like what do you do? And so I'm really, really excited about it. We're going to do I think it's going to be just like singles leading up to an EP, but
that's awesome. Let's
go. Thank you.
Now you talk about finding your lane and sonically, give me a little taste of where that kind of lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is this new lane? Because we know what you were putting out before and all of that stuff was great. I think a great introduction to you as an artist and singing about what you were doing at that time. But tell me about what's coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I'm just a lot more like honest in it and vulnerable about my life. I think that we can get in our heads about wanting to just find a cool hook or wanting to find a really great melody, which those things are important. And there's songs that are just like they're what they are because they have a cool vibe, and that's also incredible songwriting as well. But I think that I'm just a little bit more transparent about like my story and where I come from and things I've gone through, and a little bit more interested in like how people are going to like take the song and kind of put it over their own lives versus you're just like, you're telling your story and that's it. I think you kind of start to think about and see in the comments of like TikToks and stuff of like,
I was going to ask that.
People,
I was going to ask about the comments and people relating to the songs that you're teasing on there, or your interpretation and reworking an incredible song like Tin Man or a church tune or whatever. What's it been like having an audience of like over 100,000 people on TikTok and climbing up there on Instagram too, and getting people commenting?
I think we don't give enough credit to the people who listen to our music and what they think about it. Like, it's such a good guide for where you want to go. I think that industry is like really, really helpful and can give you a lot of great advice and can lead you along the way. But at the end of the day, it's people who are commenting who are going to come to your shows and who are going to stream the music and buy the shirts and do all the things and really like invest themselves into the community that you're creating. And so like, for example, the next song is called Daughter, and I had written the chorus and I hadn't even finished the song and I had no intentions of releasing it. It was just really personal to me. And I put it on TikTok, and then I just kind of watched it. And it didn't go viral. I think it got like 60 or 70,000 views, but the comments were what stood out to me. I think it was just like, it was comments of like people telling their stories and how they related to this song. And like, there was a comment of like, I found my community in this comment section, and there's people like making these threads under the comments, talking to everybody in them. And also a demand for it of like, please release this. When is this out? How can I stream this? Like all of those things. And so for the first time, I felt like there was like a little bit of importance in what I was doing and like demand for it and like a bigger purpose in it. Because you start to like see the way that you are hopefully having just a bit of a positive impact on someone, or just making them feel understood, or like kind of tell their story. And so I feel like once you get a glimpse of that, it's like you are like addicted to the need to like release it, because you just want to like, it's the service industry. We're here to serve, you know? So, yeah.
That's such a great way to look at it. I love how you're calling it the service industry.
Thanks.
Because without the fans and without the people, like and that's the great part about growing up loving music.
Right.
I feel like if you don't love music, if you don't love listening to music, trying to do it as an artist isn't going to work, you know?
No, absolutely
So
not.
thinking back to like your favorite songs growing up and how excited you were when there'd be a new Taylor Swift song or a new Kings of Leon or a new whatever.
Yeah.
And the fact that people are feeling that way about something you weren't even thinking about releasing.
Thanks.
And and that's the fan base right there. The
Yeah.
community, and the fact that they're all talking to each other, and you're connecting people through a chorus of a song you just threw up there.
Yeah, it's super cool. And it's like, I know social media can be annoying and the algorithms don't always work in your favor, but like, it's free if you want it to be free. And it's such a great just bridge to where you have direct access to anyone who's interested in what you're doing. And the tools that you have in your hands because of that is like, I think you can create something really special. And I think right now it is like, I'm not saying it's what breaks artists, but I think that there's not an artist that is broken in the past, couple years where social media isn't in some aspect really influential in the way that they've like skyrocketed,
Yeah, it is. I mean,
yeah,
it is the way that artists are being broken.
Yeah.
And it's okay to say that because it's the world that we're living in.
Right.
Like
exactly.
you need to be able to show that you can connect with people.
Right.
And
exactly.
the social media thing is what sells tickets now. It's a different,
Oh, yeah.
just like radio was, and just like CDs being available at Walmart or Target was.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, it's
Yeah.
just a different world that we're living in. What's a comment that really stood out to you where you were like, wow, I've impacted this person?
Yeah. I think that one of the comments was like, this helped me leave and when I needed to. And I think that makes a difference because you feel like you're making a difference some way in their life, even if you don't know their story totally. But I think a comment that I read the other day was like, your voice feels like home.
Wow.
And I have kind of like taken it on myself to like, how in my artistry do I like, I think that's such a good way to put it. Like, how do I make it feel like home? Like, how do I make it feel like home when you come to a show and when you stream a song and when you look at my social media? Like, I just want it to feel like you've known me for a lot longer than you have. And I want it to be really approachable and easy and relatable. And I think like home is a great way to put for like where I'm trying to go, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got this thing figured out, girl.
No,
No,
but
you
I
do.
tried to.
You do. You are so insightful.
Thank you.
Like, it is not enough people have that.
Thanks.
And have that feeling, that putting themselves in another person's shoes,
Thank
you know,
you.
like that empathy, if you will,
Oh,
like
yeah.
of wanting, really caring
Right.
what, and just wanting to spread positivity too, even if it's
Absolutely.
singing about a negative experience.
Right.
That's got to be the coolest part. You're singing about something that was sad, or like a breakup or something bad that someone did,
Right.
and someone else went through that too.
Yeah.
And they're finding that recovery and getting back on their feet
Right.
through your words and
Right.
your voice.
Exactly. And then I think you kind of find like in your own life personally, you see like reasons that maybe like you went through certain things, and not that it's all for music, but it's like, if you get to take what you've gone through or an experience that you've had and shape it into something that helps somebody kind of work through something, or just like smile, or just like roll their windows down in the car. Like, if you get to bring people joy or understanding in any way, like that's the thing, you know, like that's it. And once you find a why in that, it's like you're so much more motivated to like get up and work as hard as you can all day, every day. 'Cause it's like you see a real purpose for it, not just it's not about you, you know.
No, it's the service industry.
Yeah,
You're out
the
here.
service industry.
You're out here serving
It's my new
people that are
motto.
looking for music. I mean, honestly, it's great. Now, what do you like doing when you're not doing music? I know it's busy. You're writing a lot. You're going out doing the thing, going to events and stuff. You're getting ready to do more stuff on the road. But
Yeah.
to get away from the music stuff, what do you like doing?
Yeah. Well, I love to travel. If like my one of my best friends, Fallon, she is like the travel queen, like always has a trip booked. This past semester she was in Spain, all like she's crazy.
Just goes.
And, yeah, exactly. Like she's like the definition of like getting it out of the group chat and booking the flight and going. And so anytime I have like a weekend free, it's like, where can we go? What can we do? Whatever. But then I also I love to scrapbook, which is kind of funny.
Okay.
I think it's like, I love like going back through my life. It's like nostalgic to me. It's almost like journaling in a way of like getting to like go through pictures and experiences of this past year and like put it into something that's tangible. That's like really fun for me. I love like crafts and stuff. Like I love like making art. I can't paint. I can't do that stuff, but I like being creative in other ways, not just music. I love to just like go for drives. I love embers. I love just like going on a walk, or just like doing something that I think like I can't remember where I heard this, but we're talking about like, if you have a job that is like a lot of working with your mind, your free time should be full of things that are like moving or working with your hands, or like, and so that's really fun to me of like,
Yeah.
I love to run. We've gotten into like races this past year or two,
really?
which is fun. Yeah, I want to try to do a half marathon this year, so we'll see. I like just like setting goals off and checking them. And my mom, like I do them with my mom and my sister.
Oh, it's a family thing.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, and so we kind of all got into it. My mom and sister got into it first, and then I've kind of like joined the bandwagon a little bit, and so that's fun. I love volleyball. I played volleyball for a long time in like middle and high school, and so anytime we
nice.
can get like on a beach volleyball court or whatever, I love to be outside. And then like my comfort show is Friends, and if I have a few hours free, that will be on the TV.
Have you been to New York?
Yes, been in New York, and then we got to go to the Warner Brothers studio in LA and like see the couch and do all the things or whatever. So yeah, it's really cool. I love that like lifestyle, and I just think it's fun that show's crazy, like how it is passed through generations, and like it's timeless in a way. But it's funny, like starting to get into I think they're in their 30s, and so I'm younger, but like starting to like watch it and experiencing more of like what they're experiencing in ways is funny. So I love a good comfort show too.
Yeah, no, it's important to have those. And
Yeah.
have you done the Music City Marathon or any of the running events that go on up here?
I did one here. It wasn't the Music City one. I forget what it's called. It was a 10K. And then we do them in Kentucky. They do like a bluegrass 10K on the 4th of July.
I feel like the Kentucky ones have a lot of hills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This one that we did is not too bad because it's through like kind of downtown Lexington. So not that bad. But I've heard the Nashville one is bad. I'm a little scared about it.
Yeah.
I've heard it's hilly. But yeah, and then they do like some Starkville races. But they do those in January, and I'm not about the cold.
Yeah,
so we do them in the summer.
Yeah, it's like growing up, I used to do Thanksgiving up in Maine because that's where my dad's side of the family was.
Okay.
And my dad grew up as a runner, ran cross country in college. My little brother ran cross country in college. My sister's always been athletic. I've never been a runner.
Yeah.
I definitely need to try to be better about that. I feel like it'd be good for me.
It's like the runner's high thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm honestly like, I'm new to it. I've only hit it like a few times, but once you get there, you're just like, oh, like it feels like euphoric in a way. You're just like running and you don't even feel like you're using any energy. It's really weird. But like those kind of things are really like calming to me.
Yeah.
But man, sometimes sometimes I do not run. It sucks sometimes, but it's good for your brain.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it. Yeah, they would do turkey trots during Thanksgiving, but it was in Maine.
Okay.
So it'd be like 20 degrees, 15 degrees, and I'd be standing with the rest of the family watching them as they went by.
Wild. Yes, my family did like their own kind of like whoever wanted to do it did like their own turkey trot this year at Thanksgiving. And I did not participate.
No.
In the summer, I'm there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Emmy. Well, hey, congrats on everything. And do we have a release date for
February 27th?
February 27th. All right. So this episode will have already been out.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
So everybody, and it's called Daughter, right?
It's called Daughter.
So everybody go stream
Go
Daughter.
stream it.
And be on the lookout. What's the best way? Do you post more stuff on TikTok, Instagram, or do you kind of balance it with both?
I'm all the time on TikTok, but the best way to keep updated on like releases and shows and stuff is Instagram. So be sure it's all my socials are just at Emmy Moyen Music. So people can follow me there and figure out everything.
Get on the train now. I've been lucky to do podcasts with folks early on and then getting to watch them grow over the years, and it's always cool. And I think this is going to be one that people are going to go back to because I really do believe this year's going to be big and the years after. You're so wise beyond your years, sis. And you're someone that Nikki T and I are very proud to call family, and someone that we always love having around. And can't wait to introduce you. I've introduced you on stage well over a dozen times.
Yeah.
But on that June summer day,
crazy,
introducing you in Decatur, Alabama at
awesome.
Rock the South is
I can't wait.
Gonna be so full
fun.
Circle. And is your family coming out for that one?
Yes, they'll be there.
Let's go. I can't wait to hang with the family.
Yes, I know. Have you met them?
I feel like I have.
You met my dad before.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, you need to meet my mom and
But
sister.
we definitely have to. And shout out to the family for raising Emmy just rowdy enough, just a little bit rowdy, you know. All those.
There's a little bit in me,
just a little bit. And,
yeah.
and seriously, sis, we're so proud of you, and can't wait for the world to hear Daughter and all the songs that are coming.
You. Well, y'all have been so good to me, and I'm just like grateful to be a part of this. And what y'all are doing is amazing, and I just. Any way I can be a part of it, I love to.
Let's go. That's awesome. Well, y'all be sure to check out our girl, Emmy Moyen. Look up Emmy Moyen Music. Check out Daughter. It is out right now. Also, big shout out to our friends from Surfside. No bubbles, no troubles. Lots of iced tea, lemonade, and lots of vodka. Go and check them out. I'm going to send you with an 8-pack to bring back to your place, too.
Awesome. Love it.
So shout out. And they'll be at Rock the South as well. So we can.
They're great. Yeah. I love them.
No bubbles, no troubles.
No bubbles,
People come up to me and
still maybe some troubles.
Yeah,
but
still some. No bloating while you're boating. You know, that's the other big one during the summer. But check out our friends from Surfside. And for more on us, visit raisedrowdy.com. For my girl, Emmy, I'm Matt Burrill. This has been Outside the Round.
I ain't never been the kind for staying in one place for too long. I ain't never been the best at saying I love you to a girl I love. Only got a couple tricks up my sleeve. They usually just make them leave. So if you